at its vintage blue. Because I sew freehand, or rather I cut freehand, I don't use a pattern. I just mark my measurements on my fabric and I cut it out. So here I am cutting the skirt because it's a skirt set and it's a long skirt. It looks bigger at the top here. That's just because it is closest to the camera. That was actually my waist. Now I am cutting these spaghetti straps and I made them very long, the entire length of my fabric. And then I made the straps a little bit wide because I want them to go around my waist and look like a band and not like a spaghetti strap. Now I am cutting the nicely. I didn't use any measurements for my bust area, but I made sure that I had enough fabric that I could just cut off the excessive if I needed. Because this fabric is very stretchy but also thin, I doubled it. I think I would have doubled it either way. So I doubled it for what would form the bra part of the blouse. And as you can see, I stitched it closed. It formed kind of a pocket. And then I crossed them and I stitched one side together. Now that is a little complicated if you are a beginner sewer. I would have to show a more close-up video of what I meant by stitching them together. But right here I am closing the front to cover the boob area. So when it is stitched, the bra part will have a seam coming across the bust, just like if it were a corset. You know how the corseted tops have that seam across the middle of the bust area. So now I am closing the two side pieces of my bralette, and then I ran a line of loose stitch on the edges so that I will just gather that up to form the cup of the bra. So here I am pulling the gathering thread. And one key thing that I think for beginner sewers who gather, you are pulling the fabric along the thread. You're not pulling the thread through the fabric. This is why a lot of beginner sewers, when they try to gather, it breaks. So now I am attaching my spaghetti strap to the side. I'm just pinning it, and I left just enough at one end to go around my neck, and then the rest of it, which will go around my waist a few times, I left that very long. So now I am attaching the straps to the bra top. Then I had a long length of fabric left, so what I did was I stitched that long length of fabric closed, and then I turned it over using my skewer stick. And I think I'm about to talk about how I did that. Lovely skewer stick, serve the purpose beautifully. Hello, it's after midnight and I'm up sewing as I do most midnights. Right now, so now I'm demonstrating again, but I don't know where the sound is because I left the sound in where I talked about how I made a little pocket at the end of the fabric, and I put the skewer stick in it. My nails were a nuisance, but once I was able to get the skewer lodged in it, I started sliding the fabric along the skewer. And the raw edges are inside. Oh, I was off camera. Oops. So if I can show another one really quickly. So I come to the end of my fabric. It's already stitched. I get to the end of it. I grab a piece of it to make a little pocket. Go quickly. Okay, so 4 minutes is not enough time, but I just attached the straps at the back, and then I was done. Grab my skewer, make a little pocket in the end of it, and then I start packing it on like the meat on my kebab, and then my shrimp. And stay tuned for the finished look.